Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's press conference. Before we begin, we'd like to go over a couple of housekeeping items. Please note that all phones will remain muted for the duration of the call. We will open lines individually during the question and answer portion for any questions you may have. If you would like to ask a question verbally, you can raise your hand by clicking the hand icon on the GoTo dashboard. Please click the icon to indicate that you have a question. We will unmute lines and announce your name as hands are raised to allow you to ask your question. This will happen after remarks are completed and we announce we are taking questions. We will control the mute and unmute for all lines. Your phone must be unmuted on your end to allow us to open your line to ask your question. When you ask your question, please state your name and media outlet if applicable. Once you have asked your question, we will mute your line again to avoid any background noise. If you have another question, please click the icon again. You can also type in a question anytime during the presentation in the questions section on the dashboard. We will address those questions during the Q&A session also as time allows. Please also note that today's session is being recorded. And now I will pass it over to the Honorable Betsy Price to begin today's press conference. Mayor Price, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's great to have you on with us, even if we are virtually. We're all getting pretty darn good at this. And I'm excited about our announcement today to enhance commissions and boards in the city of Fort Worth. The goal is to announce that with this project, we will begin to see gender parity in our boards and commissions and better diversity among those who volunteer their time and serve the city. Currently, City of Fort Worth has about 322 board and commission seats, and 36% of those are female and 64% male. And that's an issue that, for the sake of our city, we need to correct. In partnership with the Appointments Project, we will use the research that Wendy Doyle and her group at the Women's Foundation have been doing on getting people to volunteer and serve, particularly women, getting the message out, a chance to target the group, to better engage them, to train them to serve the city, to take the time and be the faces on our board and commission. This opportunity came along because of our partnership with Kansas City and my friend, the former mayor, Sly James of Kansas City. Mayor James announced the Appointments Project last year, and as soon as he did, I knew that Fort Worth needed to be a part of that. We contacted Sly, who put us in touch with Wendy, with an opportunity to work with the Appointments Project to try to increase gender parity for the city of Fort Worth. I know that the boards and commission seats help. My career in public service has spanned almost 20 years, nearly 10 years as mayor, and I began not just with my own business, but as a committed community volunteer and service. And through that training that I received in all kinds of organizations, from boards and commissions to junior league to many more, I've been able to step up and be the face of this city for a long time now. I think that serving on municipal boards brings so much to the table and offers so many opportunities for women to serve their community. Ultimately, we want our boards and commissions to reflect the makeup of our city, and we're going to get that going with the Appointments Project. I'm so grateful to have the Appointments Project be a partner for us, to step up and help us. I'm going to turn this over to Wendy Doyle now, the CEO of the Women's Foundation. Wendy, you were here with us in January to announce this, and then COVID kind of threw us all off base, and I wish that we could be back together. But we can do this, and together we'll make it happen, and we can do it virtually too. Women's Foundation's work has led the way in helping get women of all ethnicity trained and serving. And in Fort Worth, I know you're going to help us make that happen. So Wendy, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mayor Price, and thank you for your leadership and service. We are delighted to join you today, even virtually, to announce the Appointments Project in Fort Worth. In order for the boards and commissions in Fort Worth to best serve women and their families and our communities, we need to have a strong and diverse representation of women at the table. In 2014, we commissioned a landmark study about the barriers that keep women from serving in civic leadership roles. Our research showed that while women have the drive and the desire to serve on a board or commission, many felt they do not have the knowledge or experience to do so. Simply said, women tend to undervalue their talent and experiences compared to their male counterparts. In addition, we found that many women would serve if only they were asked. The Appointments Project is a data solution to call more women to serve and to assure them that their unique knowledge and experiences qualify them for these positions. We are thrilled to have Fort Worth be among the first cities in the United States to expand our program with the help of leaders like Mayor Price. The Appointments Project, it serves as a talent bank, advisor, and advocate for women seeking opportunities to lead in local positions of leadership and works to attract diverse, qualified applicants for appointed positions on boards and commissions. The Appointments Project is also a resource and a guide for women navigating the process of applying with questions and for interested candidates to give them the support and tools they need to secure successful appointments. We plan to have 3 public training events begin later this month in Fort Worth, virtually, of course. To date, the Appointments Project has placed 130 women on state and local boards and commissions, including 28% women of color, in 2019. The Appointments Project, as Mayor Price said, was piloted in Kansas City, Missouri in 2014. After 3 short years, the number of women appointed to civic boards and commissions increased from 33% to 43%. Our work there has created significant change in the lives of women and their communities, and we can't wait to see that success replicated in Fort Worth and beyond. Civic boards and commissions at the city, county, and state level play a vital role in policymaking. They can also serve as training grounds and provide women with the experience and confidence that leads to a run for a higher office. Achieving gender equity in public service won't just benefit women. As Mayor Price said, it will benefit everyone by improving governance and decision-making overall. Local and state leaders on both sides of the aisle are ready, willing, and eager to do their part to close the leadership gap and bring more diverse voices to the decision-making table. This is just the beginning of our expansion, and we are proud of our partnership with Mayor Price in Fort Worth. There are many opportunities for women to lead, and we want to help find the right ones for qualified women to take a seat at the table. We look forward to encouraging women to apply for civic leadership opportunities in the days and weeks ahead. Thank you for your time today, and I would now like to turn it back to Mayor Price for some closing remarks.
It's data-driven, and it really has revealed some interesting issues that women are dealing with that most of us know, but we've got to publicly address those so we can have more women serving. I'm proud to say in Fort Worth, we've had 3 community groups step up to help us with this project. Our board build, the Fort Worth chapter of the Links Incorporated, and Women's Policy Forum, all of which are very excited about helping us move the needle forward for gender parity and letting women know that they truly can serve on these boards and commissions. They have the capacity, they have the knowledge. Just don't undersell yourself. And you can go on to higher office. And if you're not looking to run for office, it will enhance your community, your service, and may very well enhance your career too. It's a community-wide effort, and I'm confident that with the Women's Foundation, Wendy and her group's help, Fort Worth will step up to that. So with that, we will open it to any questions that anyone might have.
All right, at this time, we will take questions. If you'd like to ask a question verbally, click the hand icon in the dashboard to raise your hand. Once called on, we will unmute your line to ask your question. Please remember to state your name and, if applicable, your media outlet. You can also submit questions in the Q&A window. And it looks like we have one person who has already raised their hand, Sly James.
There is an example of fantastic women leaders. I'm looking at 2 of them right now. My good friend Betsy, the mayor of Fort Worth, is a fantastic individual, but also a tremendous leader who really cares about her community and shows that every day. I also want to compliment her on her fantastic staff who had the opportunity to work with Wendy, another woman who I admire, but also my really dear friend and business partner, Joni Wickham, to get this really rolled out. Frankly, this entire thing was rolled out by very strong women, and those are people that I admire. But I just wanted to say to my friend Betsy, I have admired your work and I admire you. If there are women who doubt what they can do, they only need to look at you in order to see how high they can go. And my guess is, Betsy, you haven't even gone as high as you're going to go. But at the end of the day, having the Appointments Project in Fort Worth will help elevate the visibility of women, the stature of women, and it will also be an education tool for men and others who don't truly understand the value of women. So congratulations on a fantastic project. I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope to see you soon. Actually, see you.
I hope to be able to hug your neck soon, Sly. Thank you for your leadership for Kansas City. And thank you for helping Joni and Wendy and all of us push this project forward, and for recognizing that gender parity is so important in a very diverse city and a successful city.
My pleasure. Take care.
You too.
All right, we have a submitted question. What kind of success has the Appointments Project had with placing women of color?
That's a great question. We have had 28% last year we placed women of color with the Appointments Project. And we, as Mayor Price announced, a great partner is the Links. And by intentionality, we reach out to diverse communities to really make sure, as Mayor Price said, that we are building boards and commissions that are reflective of the population served.
I'm looking forward to the Links really helping us, because this is truly an African-American professional women's group who can inspire so many young and maybe retired women of color to serve on these committees. I think it's a great opportunity to increase the number of people serving.
All right, we have a question for Wendy. Wendy, thank you so much for your time. Would you mind explaining more of the how behind Appointments Project? How does the Appointments Project work with women to instill confidence and help create change in local communities?
It's a great question. Thank you for the question. The Appointments Project, as we announced, first and foremost, we'll be offering free training sessions in Fort Worth that will explain more detail and get women comfortable and confident with the application process and what it means to be a good board or commissioner, and how to feel confident in having that seat at the policymaking table. We serve as a resource through the application process. So women actually apply to the Appointments Project. Our website is appointmentsproject.org, where you can find additional information and where the training dates will be announced. And so women apply through the Appointments Project, and then we work closely with Mayor Price's office and her great team. As openings become available, then we are that resource that when she's considering, or the council is considering an appointment, that we share applicants that may fit that criteria that they're looking for. So again, our role is not to vet, but our role is to simply bring new faces to the table for consideration for appointment.
All right, another submitted question. Please tell us about the trainings that are being scheduled, i.e. timing and content.
So the training sessions will be scheduled, as we said, later in August, and we'll have more than one. We're targeting 3 different training dates. We typically host them over the lunch hours so that we meet women where they are, working women where they are. These will be virtual. And there will be an opportunity that you can learn more about the training dates through Appointments Project Board. You sign up, we'll send you a link, it'll be a virtual training, and then we'll walk through how to be, again, a good board or commissioner, prepare you for the application process, and then answer any questions that you may have. And as we said, the research really demonstrates that women want to be asked to serve, and we get so many questions time and time again of these wonderful qualified women. Am I ready? Or maybe I'm not quite there yet. Women are ready. And we just need to be that tipping point to encourage them to apply so that we have good women sitting at the policymaking table to make good decisions for Fort Worth.
Advantage to being virtual, because now some of these women can do this from home or can do it during downtown at their office, where they wouldn't have had time to come to City Hall and take a couple of hours or more. And also having people virtual, having them working at home more, they've had an opportunity to really look at their own skills and to look at some of our boards and commissions that have been meeting online. And maybe I've heard from several women who've said, I think I could do that. I never would have taken the time to watch those until just recently. So something really good may come out of this virtual piece too.
All right, next question. Can women who work in Fort Worth but live in a different city, are those positions open for consideration?
Now, the large majority of our boards and commission require that you be a citizen of Fort Worth, because you're making decisions that impact all of the citizens in Fort Worth.
All right, next question. What type of results are you expecting with this program?
For me, the results will be to raise the gender parity, to increase women's decision-making, that they do have the skills to do this. But mostly it will be to raise the profile of boards and commissions. We've struggled for the nearly 10 years I've been in office to get the message out about how critical these commissions and boards are to the city and to the things that we do here. And I think the appointments project can raise the profile of those boards and commissions.
And I would just add that civic service is something that, you know, we really are trying to take the mystery out of, that we've heard time and time again, women may have some extra time but gravitate toward a nonprofit organization to give back, or to their children's school or house of worship. And so this is an opportunity to really open up. Here's another avenue for giving back. And Fort Worth, the city of Fort Worth, really needs these women to step forward. So our objective is to bring forward to Mayor Price diverse candidates, women who have not been engaged civically before, and to really start building a pipeline for future leaders for the city.
And I think as we struggle as cities with lower voter turnout, this is a great opportunity to expose civic service to people who really haven't been aware of what the city can do and what they can do to help us. And all of us need to be more engaged. We need great people serving our communities.
All right, another question. Can we talk about where else this program is being rolled out?
That's a great question. The Appointments Project has been really strong in Missouri and Kansas, and we're in 28 different municipalities and working with both states, but we're also looking at expanding in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and having discussions with other cities across the country as well. There's lots of interest in civic engagement and participation of women has been top of mind. So Fort Worth is our first, and looking to expand on both coasts.
Okay. I can't wait to see that happen.
All right, next question. What would you say is the benefit overall of the Appointments Project for the Fort Worth community?
For us, it's, as I said earlier, it'll be raising the profile of civic service, serving on these boards and commissions, helping us find young women of color, but young women and older women too, maybe women who have retired, getting that message out to them that these positions are available and helping them feel like they can do them with the opportunity to get some training. I think that'll make all the difference in the world. It's really raising the profile of civic service.
And I would just add that another benefit is really having diverse voices at the table, especially when it comes to policy-making decisions, so that really good decisions are made and good decisions made for everyone in the city of Fort Worth.
You got to be diverse to serve all your citizens.
All right, another question. If someone is interested in the Appointments Project, what are the next steps?
So the next steps are theappointmentsproject.org, or follow us through our social media. We'll be announcing our training dates very quickly, that we'll be hosting virtual trainings, free virtual trainings in Fort Worth. And that you can find it through our website of appointmentsproject.org. And then sign up, just express your interest, RSVP that, hey, yes, I'm interested in attending the training to learn more. And then away we go. We'll be hosting more trainings throughout the fall, and then look forward to officially getting things moving.
And if somebody wants information about the boards and commissions, they can contact my office at betsy.price@fortworthtexas.gov, or you can call 392-6120, 817-392-6120. That we may have some women out there who are ready to serve right now without the training. They just need to submit an application to us.
All right, that sounds like a great point to close out, and that looks like all the questions that we have. So we'll do a real quick last call for anyone who might want to raise their hand. And if not, we'll say at this time we will end the press conference. Thank you for your questions and thank you for attending.
Thank you all.
Thank you.